All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I apologize for that. You know, there was a really terrible thunderstorm here. It's been raining for the past 3 days here in Toronto, and I think this might have affected IG. So I'm thankful for you guys for tuning back in. All right, we're waiting for Miss Poetic Soul to get back in the building so we can bring her in. Our keys are working now, thank God. It's been raining like crazy over here in Toronto. It's been wild. I'm like, what's going on? Why does IG not want us to be great this evening? Huh? Because it was too hype, honey. It was too hype. While we are here, let's go ahead and do a little bit of shop. This episode is brought to you by Tandem Media. Tandem Media is a studio space here in Toronto. Sorry for those of you who are not in Toronto. You guys are really missing out now, but this is a studio space here for all of your studio needs. They have an in-house studio and an in-house photographer, in-house makeup artist. This is a place you guys need to go to. I have a special code that I'm going to share with you guys. Be on the lookout for it in my story. If you book with Tandem Media, your first time booking, you get 30% off. You get 30% off the studio space booking as well as their loyalty program with the code SN Show, meaning Sadeli Njai Show, but SN Show. Okay? Ooh, y'all came back in with a quickness. Yes! I love it. I'm here for it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, this episode is brought to you by Tandem Media. To book your studio space today, I will give you a special code. It's SN Show. That is the code. You'll get 30% off your first time booking, and you'll also get a bottle of wine because they make home and house wine. All right, we're here for it. So let's no longer dilly-dally. We have of honor in the building. Let's bring her in. We are here and we're ready for it. Miss Poetic Soul, ladies and gentlemen. You guys give her some claps. Give her some claps. Give her some love. I see all the love you're already giving her. This is incredible. This is incredible. We're still loading. We are still loading. What is going on with IG today? Why are y'all stressing me out? All right, let's try this again. Miss Poetic Soul, we're trying to bring you in, love. It keeps loading. It's not quite accepting your request. There we go. Oh, finally!
Hi.
Good evening, beautiful.
Good evening.
Honey, she came out with the cowrie shells. Y'all see that? See, y'all can't be trying to updo me on my own show. See, I'm feeling some type of way. You look incredible. You look happy. You look well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel happy. I feel blessed. I feel very full. Thank you for everyone that's in here tuning in with us. It means so much. Like, I'm so
telling
grateful.
You, the love tonight is powerful, right? Aren't you feeling it?
I feel it. That mental health check, the checkup from the neck up, that was needed. Made me analyze some things I need to work on, most definitely.
I'm telling you, me too. I have to keep myself in check. I'm so happy you liked it. And I think it's so helpful. That's how I keep myself in check. And just so you guys know, this is my self-assessment, but I'm not a mental health professional by any means. I just gathered a bit of different things from different sources, like even like the APA Psychological Association, a couple of other associations from universities, and just kind of came together with the things that I thought I needed to work on is essentially how I came up with the self-assessment.
Perfect. And it was so needed. And I thank you for sharing that. For allowing us to engage and, do that with you.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for you for joining us this evening. And, we're kind of going to jump right in a little bit because IG was tripping a little bit, but we're here, we're back, and we're ready. How have you been during COVID? How are things going on in your state currently?
In my state currently, it's just the typical, everybody's wearing the mask, and just social distancing and things like that. Nothing too
Let
drastic.
the people know. For everyone knows you, but tell them where you're at for those who don't know.
I'm in New Jersey.
Hey.
I don't know. Yeah.
But it was rough. It was a little scary at first, right? But you guys are leveling out.
Most definitely. When anything that traumatic happens affects everyone, you know, kind of can be scary and fearful. But it's like as long as you remain grounded and keep yourself focused and centered, everything works out as it should. You know.
See, are you happy we did spiritual check-in today? Because you're keeping yourself centered, and that's how you're able to accomplish such great things. Hence, this book that you've released. Congratulations!
Yeah.
Congratulations! That's really exciting. A really exciting and incredible endeavor. So, you know, we're just really excited for you to tell us a little bit about that. And the title for me is very self-explanatory, right? Conscious Thoughts of the Poetic Mind. Like, yeah, obvious. These are my thoughts. I'm aware of them. I'm here. I love the title. So it's because it is so self-explanatory. Could you tell us a little bit how you even came up with this title?
I can't really take full credit because it kind of just came to me because I really believe we're all connected to a higher source. And yeah, I really just believe it came to me and it just stuck. And I'm like, you know, I started playing around with some pictures that was like kind of just fun pictures I took for a video shoot that I was actually doing for one of my poems. And I put it on the picture and I was like, yo, this should be my book cover one day. And it ended up being that. So
don't you love how that works out? It always starts with just like one element and then you keep it in reserve. You don't know when it's going to be needed. And then you're like, yes, that's it.
Exactly. And that's exactly how it happened.
I live for that. I love that. And so in the book itself, you have about 25 pieces that you call journeys. Which I really love because each one does not only take you on an experience and on a journey, but it is, again, your personal journey that you can either come back to and refer to, or that you can, you know, move forward from once you feel like you're ready to do so. So you also have micro poems, what you call micro poems throughout the book. And these are essentially like quotes, if I'm not mistaken. So why did you call these pieces journeys?
Because I feel like, right. So I feel like in my book, The Conscious Thoughts of the Poetic Mind, I'm taking you through my thoughts. I can hear you. It was just lagging a little bit, but I hear you. I just see you a little blurry, but I hear you fine, Queen. Can you hear me fine?
Yes, I can hear you well. You were telling us about the journeys. I'm sorry, it's been raining like crazy here in Toronto, and I'm pretty sure it's been 3 days straight rain. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's why it's lagging and things are happening on this end.
Wow, it was storming here earlier as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this book, I'm taking you through journeys. You're going through the conscious thoughts of a poetic mind, and I feel like each piece, each poem, each journey speaks to you differently. You're supposed to receive something different. You're going to receive something different, and it's going to speak to you in different ways. Different lines are going to touch you in different ways to allow you to reflect and see things differently, to give you some encouragement, to give you some empowerment, inspiration, and knowledge. That's why I like to refer to it as a daily reference more so than just a collection of poetry. Because it's going to be a journey. You experience things in your own way differently. So
that makes a lot of sense. And how did you decide to include like these inspirational quotes? What was the purpose of these micro poems?
So as I write poetry, sometimes I feel like certain lines hit the way they need to hit, you know, that you don't need to add anything else to it. Like, I'll give an example. So the first micro poem in this book, right? Mm-hmm. It says, you can't just lead by example. You must be the example. So that speaks for itself. I feel like it didn't need a full poem. It's that with it itself. It's just, boom, micro poem, a little quote.
That makes a lot of sense. Sometimes I write my pieces around a line. Like sometimes I just have a line that's in my head, right? And like, so that's why I love that so much. Because there's that one line and you're like, yeah, I'm going to center something around it. But you're right. Sometimes it needs to stand alone. Sometimes it's too deep to put it in a whole thing.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense to me. So your book is not just a collection of poetry, but it also serves as a daily reference.
Yes.
It also serves as a daily reference, something that you can come back to every day. And what is the intent behind the structure of having your book this way? What is the intent behind structuring your book this way?
It was structured this way based off how my poetry has impacted my own life personally and how is that it has affected me. And I feel like I've been able to encourage myself. So me just memorizing my poetry and sharing it has done more for me than anything else. You know, sometimes I find
Right.
myself, it's a self-check for myself. Like
Right.
I'll be getting caught up in some emotions and things like that. And then I hear like little lines coming to me like, you know, get it together, you know? So I'm like, as I became to structure it, I'm like, this isn't just poetry. This is not a book you just read and shelf. Like you can go back to it because people that, if you know me, conversations that I have, I'll end up quoting poetry all day, every day. And it's like, it's not
Yes.
intentional. But it's like, if I'm trying to get a point across, sometimes I say it in a poem that's like, boom, it says what it needs to say. And it's going to give you that encouragement that you need to hear. And sometimes my expressions come out better in poetry than it does than me just trying to find the right words to say.
Right.
And it's like a little wisdom, or wisdom and old wise sayings that people say. And it's like, once I learned to break that down, like old proverbs and old wise sayings, I learned the meanings of properly applying the significance of each line so that I'm consistently elevating my mind. Because I refuse to be complacent. I learned to value the luxury of time. So that's in there too. But that's how it came about. Like, once I really understood how these old wise sayings work and what it's really teaching me, and I've been like knew how to pick up those gems and put them in my crown instead of just carrying them around, spilling out, like that's when my life really took a turn and changed. And it's like, this is what I want to help people find their purpose and, you know, have something that gets them moving every day. Like, I want you to stay encouraged. I don't want anything like a poet named Dynasty. She said, can no one dim my light around here? Like, once you find your light, like, no one's going to dim your light. Like, no, drop your gems the way you drop them. Everybody's voice needs to be heard, because I can say something and someone might not get it the way I say it, but you can say it a whole different way and someone's going to receive it just like that. So it's like, don't compare yourself out to other people. Don't knock yourself, because you are needed, you are valued, and your gift is needed in this world, period.
Yes, Queen. I love that. What you said, everyone's voice is needed and it needs to be heard. And like you said, sometimes I might not know how to say it, but someone else will say it better, but it doesn't matter. All the voices need to be heard. You're absolutely right. That's really also, sounds like you've had a lot of growth and humbling moments for you to even say that, right? I can hear that in your experience. Absolutely. I can hear that in your experience. So, you know, I'm sure that was a part of the process for writing this book, but could you tell us a little bit more, you know, about the process of writing this book? More specifically, how did you even, like, for me, I can't imagine like how to categorize or prioritize which pieces, because all my work is good and all your work is good. So like, how do we pick which pieces should be prioritized? And, you know, and what was the editing process like?
Picking and choosing the pieces, as far as like, first I was stuck on how to organize them. And then I'm like, no, these need to be broken down into categories better. So that way, like, cause I'm like, dang, what poem do I need for this? Like, I want it to be organized. So I'm like, I already expressed that I give encouragement, cause like, that's my logo, my little, mantra. I give nourishment for the mind and food for the soul. So it's like, it's a purpose to encourage, empower, inspire, and teach through my poetry and spoken word. So those categories, since I already stressed that, like, boom, I broke everything down into those categories because that's what I aim to do. So me and my best friend, my king, so we actually,
yes,
like,
it's his birthday today, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Happy birthday, King. Holding us down. Yes.
Right. So yeah, it wasn't easy. Like, I was getting into my head a lot and overthinking things. But it's like, the more I just allowed myself to just be patient and not rush the process, because I wanted to release this book a year prior in 2018. But it's like, I changed out so much poetry from what it was. And it's like, never rush. A poet, Don, he actually put something in his story that said something today, like, do not rush. the process of anything that you're doing. Mike also touched on it, Double Image, about like the quality. Do not change the quality. Don't rush for nothing. It's going to come out when it's meant to come out. Okay?
Absolutely.
Like, don't compare yourself to the world. Don't have the world out here having you rush the process of anything that you're doing. But it's like, take the time, ground yourself. And it's like, when you're aligned to do the task that's meant for you, everything that's meant for you falls into place, and you begin to live and see life in a whole new way. And I mean that wholeheartedly. So it's like, it eventually came to me and we organized like, boom, okay, this one's more encouraging than inspirational. This one, and it's like, you know, I already had like the Be Taught ones, that one was already set because I'm like, I was firm with those ones because I'm like, boom, this is what you're going to get more knowledge from this than anything. Because some of my work is statistical. Like, I drop statistics for you to know it. And for even if you need to fact check. I take my credibility
Yes.
serious. So yes,
That's so important. And people, you know, don't always realize all the work that comes into it. I really, again, love you saying, take the time, don't rush. If I've learned anything, I completely agree. Is that patience is critical. Things will happen when they're meant to happen, right?
Yes.
And we have to be patient with ourselves. So why choose the route of self-publishing?
I believe I chose self-publishing because that's what I felt aligned to do. Like, if I'm going to do something, I'm very independent minded.
Me too, like, sis. Me too.
But when I want to get something done, I want to get it done. I don't want anybody to hold me back or stop me or hinder me.
I'm on nobody's timetable.
I don't need anybody's approval to publish with any company. I don't need you changing anything. I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the way I'm going to do it. Yes. Self-publish it. I'm going to sell it myself, and I'm going to sign every copy because I believe in this book. I believe if you take the time to utilize this book, it will impact your life. Like,
I know that it's.
You're going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know it's impacted my life, and even speaking with you, you know, understanding, we have an exclusive. That's why I really wanted people to understand kind of the purpose of it, because we don't always get to see that, the intent, you know, behind the authors. And you mentioned that you wanted it to be a personal experience. So you're not only like literally pouring everything you have into this, but you're also like personally even packaging these books when you're shipping them and adding your little touch. You told me your little cute touches. Why is it so important for you to add this personal touch?
Because I really want people to understand the importance of this. And it's like, what I really put into this, like, the books come with Post-it notes. They come with the highlighter and pen combo, right? So you can use this as a daily reference.
Right.
You know, it's more than just a book. And it's like, I'm a sucker for packaging. I see some nice packaging. And it's like, just because they took that extra they took that extra time to really create and appeal to, you know, their customers, their clients, you know what I mean? And it's necessary. And it's like, because of that, I'm like, this, you're going to realize you're royalty because it's going to come in a gold foil package. And I address each recipient is going to be like king, blah, 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 queen, blah, blah, blah. And it comes in, you are royalty. You're receiving this gold package. And then when you open it, you get your little confetti and it's wrapped up. And I do little scissors with the little string and I curl it up. Like,
oh my God,
I take my time.
Girl, you got it all going on. You personally curling ribbons. I'm done.
I'm curling ribbons I done cut my finger a couple times trying to get that little curl perfect. I take this seriously because it's like, it means more. It makes me happy, like seeing people's reactions when they open the packaging. Like, it's, you know, and I want to continue to do that. And
it's love.
Yeah, it's love. It's all love. Like, I hope y'all feel it when y'all open that, because I'll be so excited for like packaging every single one. I take my time and I only write my messages. Like, there was delays in previous orders, but it's because I wasn't in a good headspace. I'm not going to write and personalize your message if I'm not in a good headspace, because I want you to feel everything. I take my time to make sure everybody's message isn't similar. I try to remember different things about people to personalize it properly. Right. Like, I take what I do serious, and it's like, that's why you don't rush anything.
Of maintaining and building those human relationships, which is an art in and of itself that we've lost, isn't it?
Most definitely.
Facts, absolutely. Well, that's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. You guys, people have been putting. We're a little delayed here, but she'll be right back. You guys have been putting in the comments Miss Poetic Soul's email. So you guys see them in the comments. Make sure you check out her website so that you can order the book. I'm going to pin it also by the end of the show. You guys can follow her. I've pinned her handle right here. Make sure you go and follow her. If you have any other questions, I'm sure she's open to you DMing her so that you can get more information. And I know that you're shipping internationally, because I was, when I was trying to get my hands on your book, I'm like, I'm in Canada, okay? So I know that you're shipping internationally. So, guys, no limit. The sky is
right.
the
I shipped the package out to New Zealand and to the UK just recently, and I was just like, I shipped out to Hawaii and like just different places. That makes me so excited. Like, it's like, wow, like someone was impacted by something I said that y'all felt impelled to buy, to invest in yourself and purchase a copy of my book. And that just, I'm so elated. I'm so full from that. Like, you guys don't understand, because on this journey was not easy. So there were times where I felt like just giving it up and just,
yeah.
But life happens and you find certain people on your path that continue to push you and encourage you, on this journey. And this is to help you on this journey. This is to aid you on this journey. So yes.
That's right. Speaking of that journey and having moments of difficulty, which I think that's what builds, I know it's cliche a little bit, not just builds character, but what makes the individual, you're right, in the long run, right? These
right.
moments of hardship. But I think from that, I would like to ask you, what do you feel like has been the greatest challenge for you on this journey, on this particular journey?
The greatest challenge on this journey has been, and I'm still learning, patience.
Yes.
I deal with these tests every day. Patience has been the greatest challenge on my journey. Because patience can be applied in all forms and all aspects of life. Like, right. I have a 7-year-old son. I'm raising a young king, and he definitely tests my patience daily.
Yeah.
But he's like my little manager in itself, and he like encourages me and really pushes me to put myself out there and promote myself when I don't think to. We'll be at the dentist's office, and he's like, "Hey, my mommy's a poet. She has a book. Mommy, give her a business card." And I'm like, "Oh snap, okay."
Look at that little manager, okay.
Conversations. And he's a little poet himself. He does poetry of his own. But yeah, patience has definitely been that, the hardest challenge to overcome and still overcome through this, because it's like a lot of times we get so caught up in one instant gratification. We want everything to happen instantly. We have become such an electronic world that things just happen instantly. Amazon Prime, things come in instantly, that we forget that, good things take time. Some things don't happen overnight, but your life really can change overnight. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen today, tomorrow, the next day. You have to be patient. And it's not just about being patient. It's your behavior and your attitude and your actions during that time when you're supposed to be patient. And that's learning that is what really helped shape me and allow me to grow, because it's like to let go and know that life is happening for me, not to me. And it's like,
yes. I love mantra. I hope you got one of those in your book, honey, because if that's just any indication of what you guys need in your life for daily affirmations, then you got it. That's so true. That's incredibly true. Patience is something that I think I have to work on too. It's not always easy, but I think your little man's that's such a blessing, because he's holding you accountable, right? You find that he's helping you, keep that in check and in line. Children are definitely a blessing. So I know that you used to actually work in corporate banking. I don't know if your fans know that, but you used to actually work in corporate banking, and you chose to leave that career path to pursue your dreams, of writing, and of spoken word and a motivational speaker. And that means, you're answering your purpose. That was what you felt was your purpose and your destiny, and you're following that. So I have to respect you for that. Absolutely. Because it's not easy, but no. You're in a good place to give others advice about how to find their destiny. How does one perhaps go about even starting to find their destiny?
It takes a lot of digging and learning within yourself. And it's like, you'll know when you're ready to really just, you'll feel it. And it's like, my thing is like, I can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what you're supposed to do, but you're going to feel it. But you have to allow yourself and expose yourself to new experiences, because how will you know what you're meant to do if you've never even done it before? Some people never scuba dive before and they're scared to do it. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. You go and do it, and it's like, boom, you're the next top scuba diving instructor. But you would have never known because you never allowed yourself to do it. So
just try different things, right? Is what you're saying, essentially.
Expose yourself to new opportunities, new challenges. Never be afraid to take on challenges, and never be stopped by fear or the potential of thoughts that, oh, this could happen. That don't let that stop you. That should be every reason for you to do it. And be like, what can grow from this? What can come from this? And it's like that mindset changes you completely. Because I used to be like a very fearful person. You know, I'm still afraid of heights a little bit, but
haven't we all?
It's like you just have to know wholeheartedly when you want something different for your life, you want something better for your life. When you start having those epiphanies, I want to say, like not quite, but it's like when you start having those hard feelings inside, like I want something better. Like I know this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I know I'm supposed to be doing. I'm here for something else. And it's like when you start getting those thoughts, then reach out to me, right? I have like you can have bookings and stuff on my site where you can consultations to nourish your evolution. That's what I like to call it. So I can aid you in that.
Okay. So people can book sessions with you to kind of go on this journey of finding a purpose.
Right. So it's like
incredible. You guys better take advantage of that, honey. Because if I had met Miss Poetic Soul a few years back, honey, I would have definitely taken advantage of those services. These are blessings in disguise, guys. There are people out there that have gone through what you're going through that can help you figure things out. We're always so proud and independent, I think. I don't know if you agree with me, Miss Poetic Soul, but we were always hesitant to reach out. I know that was the biggest problem for me, of humbling myself enough to reach out to someone that was perhaps in a better position to help shed light and help me find a path.
And sometimes you just need someone to just listen and just hear you out and really is going to listen to understand. Because a lot of times people just listen to respond. And that's what we don't always need. You know, I'm getting into the habit of like when people vent to me, I allow myself to listen. And then I offer a question, say, would you like me to respond? Or you just want to vent? Because a lot of times I find myself like, girl, no, you should have. I'm like, no, we can't do that. Like,
it's not always the place. You're right.
Right. So when you allow yourself to really listen to understand, like you shock yourself in what you then can contribute to the conversation. Like my poem, Peace of Mind, it breaks this down. Because you can't think before you speak if you're unable to listen to understand. And when you listen to respond, you regrettably react off emotions and not a clear cognitive mind.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
How it goes. Like quoting myself.
But I just don't normally do, but these comments are going off. I hope you're reading them too, right? God understand the art of listening. She's a real one. Actively listen, facts, talk that talk queens. You're a purpose queen. We're so grateful to have you on the show this evening. And we're going to wrap things up a little bit. But before we do, you are honoring me with a Sadeli Enja exclusive. All right. First of all, you can't get all this stuff, guys, because you got to buy the book. Don't be acting crazy. Okay. But you're going to read a piece or two, hopefully grace us with a couple pieces from your book, and we're gonna take this time now to have an exclusive reading, y'all. Y'all better be ready because you're only gonna get this here. Okay, I'm so excited about it. I'm gonna let you do your thing and just kind of give you the stage and allow you to just speak to us, Queen. Speak to us.
Okay, most definitely. So I like to introduce myself with my introduction. So those who have heard, I'll go ahead and share that before I get into my poetry. Let me tell you about a poet named Miss Poetic Soul, also known as Lene Nicole, and known to give nourishment for the mind and food for the soul. Purposely sharing her empowering words with intentions of waking up a few souls and teaching someone something they may not have known. A melanin queen raising up a young king sitting on her throne, helping others to identify the ones that they sit on. Uplifting royalty and aiding and locating that crown. See, she's trying to elevate minds and leave you better than you were found. Now, her delivery can be loud and strong or sweet, like baby birds. So listen up, pay attention, and take heed to her words. All right, so
y'all better give me, okay, what kind of emojis we need in here? Y'all here strong.
Drop gems.
So I'm going to need some hearts, some black power. What kind of emoji you want, sis?
The gems. Those are mine. I like when people drop
Gems.
gems.
Okay, you heard the lady. She wants some gems. We need
some gems. You're rocking with me. Need some gems.
I love it. I'm here for it.
So I'm going to share journey 1. My purpose is beyond me, and this is kind of feel like where this comes from. Like, and this had to be the first one I started with. So my purpose is beyond me. My purpose is beyond me. Someone once told me, when you get, you give, and when you learn, you teach. So when my interests are piqued, I tend to venture out on my curiosity to consistently learn, so then in turn I may teach. And if foremost can relate, a creative work of art known as poetry. See, I write to express my thoughts and my emotions. I share to bring insight, awareness, and knowledge to those of whom are open. See, I don't try to force my feelings or beliefs on anyone, just simply take advantage of presented opportunities to teach with the mere words that I speak. A cappella, it's called, since my words going accompanied by a beat. Because I want every single word to be heard clearly, especially in a generation when the beat of a song can be more significant than the content of which, when it plays, we instinctively sing along. My purpose is beyond me. Look, I'm not here to just share my God-given gift of creativity, but with my God-given gift, I choose to influence positively and to encourage those to open their eyes and mind and learn that we are more than capable of defying any and all odds. Because you can look around a room and confidently know that there is no one that eats, sleeps, thinks, learns, been afforded, or exposed to the things you've come to know. All the elements that shape, make, and cultivate you. So imagine if a child or adolescent knew all that you know. The difference it would make in the way that they grow, the difference in decisions, self-esteem, priorities, goals, and dreams. Children need conversation and mental stimulation and encouragement from someone who will just simply listen. That's why my purpose is beyond me. Because someone once told me, when you get, you give, and when you learn, you teach.
I love that. I love also how you made your beginning your end. That's the key to powerful writing. People don't know that's the secret. You have to come for a full circle.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That was beautiful.
And it's like, what's necessary about that poem, like, a lot of my writing in this book comes to me, and it's like, where it's like, I don't force any type of writing. If I'm not feeling a piece, I'll leave it until that inspiration comes back. Look, I have pages and pages of incomplete poems on top of ones that are finished.
I'm like, what am I gonna do?
Right. Don't rush it. Don't force it, but do allow yourself to go back and review it, and you'll feel it. Sometimes you'll just pick up and that piece will be done like that. So it's like, you see other people out here finishing and complete stuff. Don't rush yourself. When it's needed, it's going to come, and it's going to be fire. Right.
Going back to what you were saying earlier, right, about letting like time take its course, right? Because we're always trying to compare ourselves to others and feeling like we're behind.
Right.
But that takes away from the strength of it. We have to do it on our own time.
Exactly. Especially in the world that we live in. Like, don't rush it. Don't rush it. Like, we had a don't rush challenge, right? Don't rush. Those videos took some time. People had to sit there and change and get dressed and get ready. Like, I did that video too. Don't rush.
Let me figure it out.
Right. So I did want to give you guys another little quick one. This is Gifts to Humanity. This is for everything is for everybody. But this one is like all my creatives, and even if you don't know you're a creative, you are a creative in your own way. I don't care if you cook, you wash your clothes the best way, you write, you paint, you sing, or you try to sing in the shop. Look, you're creative. You're creating in this world in your own way.
Saying, I don't care if you sound crazy. It's on your spiritual checklist, so.
Exactly. I mean, I wasn't blessed with that gift. I got a voice, but it just doesn't harmonize to nothing. So just keep it moving.
At least you're honest, honey. At least you're honest with yourself.
Right. I'm not even going to play myself out here. That wasn't my gift. So I want to share gifts to humanity. Because because it's necessary, I feel like. So, listen, those around you will see your potential long before you do. So be attentive. Peep the shade, watch the actions and the comments that are directed towards you. But be mature enough to understand that their behavior doesn't elicit a response from you to any woman or man. So focus on you and do what you do. Stop allowing the opinions of others to put fear inside you, prevent you, keep you from being you. But allow your dreams to shine. Reveal to the world the gifts within you. So stop seeking validation from the invalid who couldn't see the validity in you, let alone accurately pronounce it. Inaccurately denouncing you and your gift. I hope you don't actually allow it. Don't be deterred by their mediocre mindsets. Renounce it and regain dominion over your life and brazenly announce it. Let them know mentally you are grounded. So get started or keep doing your thing, putting your gifts to use before you make another excuse. There is purpose in you. So by any means necessary, promote your abilities. And it may be uncomfortable at times, but it's not about you. It's about offering your gifts to humanity. And that's that piece.
Woo! Woo! Honey, I'm about to go out and change the world right now. Let's go! You know what you just made me want to do before we let you go, if that's okay with you and okay with our guest. The motivational portion of that piece made me think a little bit about a mental health piece that I've written, and I really want to share it with you and our guests, if that's okay with you, because we still, you know, our interview's been good. We're doing good on the clock. We're only at 36 minutes. So we've kind of powered through that. I love it when my guests, they be knowing, they be on, honey. She's a pro, okay? In and out. Let's go. So if it's okay with you, before I let you go, I know you got to get off here too to go celebrate your king for his birthday, who is loving and supporting you. But this is your moment, and I really want to share this piece with you. And
yes, please do. I would love to hear it. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So, all right, here it goes. It's called Down the Yellow Brick Mental, and it was inspired by The Wizard of Oz. Something can only be found once it is lost. And like belongings, what's lost can always be found. We need to accept when we lose our brain. We invite fear and failure when it comes knocking on the door, stepping out of our comfort zone once more, only to be greeted by repeated excessive pain. No order, which leads to disorder. Scarecrows have no mind to make up. Wow. No decision making to tend to. They leave their brain in a lost and found and choose never to retrieve it. Home is where the mind finds peace. Along that yellow brick road, you can retrieve what's been lost. Don't spend another night counting sheep insomnia, though voices creep in as if you owe them something, mafia. I have come to understand when lost and alone, say it to yourself. There's no place like home. Here it comes. That tin man stepping down your yellow brick road, trying hard to keep you from going home. Don't listen to his instruction. Ask for direction to allow for introspection. Change your ways. Have you ever met a tin man? He lives to cry and cries to live. Misery loves company. And what about when lightning strikes, sis? You don't think you'll get struck standing next to Heartless? You've been through enough. You've perpetually traveled the cardiovascular system of your guilt and regrets, collecting those memories in the atrium of your psyche. Of course you feel too weak to support your being. Pumping faith and strength into the lungs of others can help with your breathing, kindness and compassion, a natural homeostasis of the mind. I have come to understand when lost and alone, say it to your heart and you'll grow strong. There's no place like home. We're in a spiritual warfare, Miss Poetic Soul. Daily trying to win a fight. And when we lack courage, sis, we lose the nerve to live like neuropathy. Attacks that hover over us like shadows become the snakes that rattle. Wicked witch of depression, wicked witch of anxiety, blocking the path of light. Somewhere over the rainbow is a home that we all know. Click your heels 3 times and you'll see. Brain, heart, and courage, and you'll see. You can find your way down that yellow brick road. Patience is critical like uncertain prognoses. You can stabilize your vitals. Know it in your nerve. You need no wizard. Brain, heart, and courage. I have come to understand when lost and alone, roar it out loud. There's no, say it with me, sis, there's no place like home. I dedicate that to you.
I loved every bit of that. I needed that. Thank you.
I wanted to just give you back, because what you've done tonight was give me that strength and that energy. That's why I had to give it to you. That's what you've done for me this evening.
And I received all of that.
So grateful for you.
Thank you.
So you guys, make sure you follow Miss Poetic Soul and you buy her book. It's on her website. People have already, let me pin, someone put your website in here earlier. It's just easier if I go ahead and pin it from someone who's already put it in here. I saw it up a little bit. www, will you give it to me? Well, why don't you type it in, Miss Poetic? So type in your website, and then I'll pin it. So you guys can go copy a book right away. I don't care where you at, where you live in, you can get a copy, honey. She will personally package it. She told you with the little cute little ribbons. How can you not want ribbons though?
You get a little ribbon, you get confetti, you get, and it's sparkly, so you might have some little sparkles on you after you open my package, just trailing you. When I package, I find sparkles everywhere. But
yes, man said buy the damn book. Okay, there you have it. Okay. Oh, here you go. You put it in. Yes, we're gonna pin this.
Oh, and Nothing Dreadful for all my natural hair sisters, kings, queens. She has some really good oil. I use it on all my clients because I maintain crowns too out here.
Okay. So someone did mention something in the comments about a podcast. I don't know if that was about something you're working on. What else? What's the future gonna be like? Cause what you got going on? You gotta tell us real quick before you go.
I have another project I'm working on book-wise for my audio book. For my 1-year anniversary for the Conscious Thoughts of a Poetic Mind. The audiobook of this, so you'll hear me saying the poetry, is coming out on the day of the release of this book, which was November 2nd. So
incredible.
Coming up November, you guys are going to get the audiobook of me, narrating the Conscious Thoughts.
You guys be on the lookout, and you're not only going to follow her, but I'll be updating you guys as well on my page so you guys can get that audio book and get it unlocked. All right. We're going to let you go and celebrate. Enjoy your evening. Have fun. Have an amazing time. Stay safe, sis. And I'm eternally grateful for you. Thank you so much for joining us on the Sedalia and Jai Show.
Thank you.
Wow, guys. Wow. Sorry, guys. I had a bit of a connection problem. We're wrapping up. I'm so grateful this evening. Again, this episode of the Sedalia and Jai Show is sponsored by Tandem Media. Book them for all your studio needs. Use the code SNSHOW for 30% off on your first booking. And you get a free bottle of wine as well with your booking. And I will see you guys next week, every Tuesday from 9 to 10. Don't miss it. We have more incredible talent coming on. But tonight we want to celebrate Miss Poetic. So go ahead and cop that book. I'm going to give y'all a little minute, bring in the closing graphics, and give y'all a minute to look at the PIN website so that you guys can go ahead and cop that book.